many other things, and we forget about the most essential, and that is our health. This is our goal for 2022 for Ambazonia. We want to build a healthy and therefore a wealthy nation.
Tune into ABC Amber TV every Monday from 7 p.m. Amber time for this exclusive educational and awareness program, Health is Wealth with Dr. Yaya.
The media greatly influences society. They inform people about what is happening. It permeates people's lives by creating their own criteria and opinions. In this way, the media moves the masses, creating different social movements.
For over 60 years, the people of Ambazonia were deprived of such privileges. The privilege to enhance their own criteria and opinion. They have suffered cultural genocide for 6 long decades, but not in this age and not with undaunted ABC Amber News on board.
You must understand that wars are fought and won in the media. The speed of the revolution on Ambazonia's quest for freedom cannot be explained without highlighting the diligent use of the media.
Franco-Cameroon colonizers, among other strategic moves, weaponized the media against Ambazonia for so long, and they continue to do so even today. The question would be, how much do the oppressed people of Ambazonia need to counter the media rage?
Indeed, how much more is required to stop the genocide? The carnage in Ambazonia didn't start today. In 1961, 1972, 1984, and 1992, Ambazonians were slaughtered in huge numbers and help was not forthcoming. Why? Because the oppressor was the piper in the media.
The good news is we have what it takes to dictate the pace.
Right now, ABC Amber TV is taking advantage of the wonders of multimedia aggressively
to inform the misinformed and disinformed with undaunted and other revolutionary programs bringing it to the news untold stories.
Most importantly, to win the media war by taking ABC Amber TV into every multimedia platform.
In a word, where the importance of storytelling can never be overemphasized, Ambazonians has to tell her own story, not the other way round.
And like we say it always, Ambazonia must narrate her story accurately. We can do this together, you know, right? You are just a click away. Visit our website at www.abcambertv.com, and the steps are quite simple.
With just a click on the website, you can become a club member with so many benefits.
You can also make a one-time donation, advertise and showcase your goods and services at the marketplace on the website.
That was easy, right? You're welcome on board.
And thank you for opting for the winning team.
Brainwashed by the medical establishment to believe
Diabetes refers to a group of conditions characterized by a high level of blood glucose, commonly referred to as blood sugar. Too much sugar in the blood can cause serious, sometimes life-threatening health problems. There are 2 types of chronic diabetic conditions: type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Pregnant women may acquire a transient form of the disease called gestational diabetes, which usually resolves after the birth of the baby. Prediabetes is when the blood sugar level is at the borderline, higher than normal, but lower than in diabetics. Prediabetes may or may not progress to diabetes. During food digestion, carbohydrates, or carbs, break down into glucose, which is carried by the bloodstream to various organs of the body. Insulin is the hormone produced by beta cells of the pancreas and is necessary for glucose intake by target cells. In healthy people, beta cells of the pancreas produce insulin. insulin binds to its receptors on target cells and induce glucose intake. In type 1 diabetes, beta cells of the pancreas are destroyed by the immune system by mistake. The reason why this happens is unclear, but genetic factors are believed to play a major role. Insulin production is reduced. Less insulin binds to its receptor on target cells. Less glucose is taken into the cells. More glucose stays in the blood. Type 1 is characterized by early onset. Symptoms commonly start suddenly and before the age of 20. Type 1 diabetes is normally managed with insulin injection. Type 1 diabetics are therefore insulin dependent. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas produces enough insulin, but something goes wrong either with receptor binding or insulin signaling inside the target cells. The cells are not responsive to insulin and therefore cannot import glucose. Glucose stays in the blood. In other words, type 2 diabetics are insulin resistant. Here again, genetic factors predispose susceptibility to the disease, but it is believed that lifestyle plays a very important role in type 2. Typically, obesity, inactive lifestyle, and unhealthy diet are associated with higher risk of type 2 diabetes. Type 2 is characterized by adult onset. Symptoms usually appear gradually and start after the age of 30. Type 2 diabetes accounts for about 80 to 90% of all diabetics. Management focuses on weight loss and includes a low-carb diet.
Say goodbye to multiple daily insulin injections with the new Omnipod 5, the only tubeless automated insulin delivery system that integrates with Dexcom.
Hello. Greetings to you all. Permit me introduce this new program on your favorite TV, the ABC Amber TV, Health is Wealth. Of course, we invest in so many other things and we forget about the most essential, and that is our health. This is our goal for 2022 for Ambazonia. We want to build a healthy and therefore a wealthy nation.
Tune into ABC Amber TV every Monday from 7 p.m. Amber time for this exclusive educational and awareness program, Health is Wealth with Dr. Yaya.
Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to you all. Permit me introduce this new program on your favorite TV, the ABC Amber TV, Health is Wealth. Of course, we invest in so many other things and we forget about the most essential, and that is our health. This is our goal for 2022 for Ambazonia. We want to build a healthy and therefore a wealthy nation.
Tune into ABC Amber TV every Monday from 7 p.m. Amber time for this exclusive educational and awareness program, Health is Wealth with Dr. Yaya.
Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to you all. Permit me introduce this new program on your favorite TV, the ABC Amber TV, Health is Wealth. Of course, we invest in so many other things and we forget about the most essential, and that is our health. This is our goal for 2022 for Ambazonia. We want to build a healthy and therefore a wealthy nation.
Tune into ABC Amber TV every Monday from 7 p.m. Amber time for this exclusive educational and awareness program, Health is Wealth with Dr. Yaya.
So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this program, our weekly health program, Health is Wealth. Today we're we're graced with the presence of oh God, I want to call her everything, with our mom, the president of the Women's Department, forgive me, with our Secretary of State for Women's Department, Dr. Abiedu. So, and also with Dr. Ndula, very great patron, who is always here with us. Please forgive me. So please, you're welcome. Share the link. It's going to be interesting, talking about diabetes from a slightly different perspective today, focusing on the lifestyle changes. So you're most welcome. Please share and invite. And I want to therefore introduce my great panelists today, starting with, of course, ladies first, with Dr. Patience Abiedu, our Secretary of State for Women's Department. Mape, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Yaya. It's a pleasure being here. And I like the theme of your program, Health is Wealth. Maybe you don't even realize it, that's also my motto. If you look at my my Twitter page, it says, "My health is my wealth."
Actually, yes, I have seen that. Right? I have seen that.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you stole it from me. Anyway,
no,
I live
actually,
by
but
that.
I think I've seen it, sharing some of your tweets, definitely.
Yeah, so
and it's all over you, so it's very obvious.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here with you. I greet everybody, my fellow Ambazonians, Mami and Papa them, for home front, the diaspora ground one, Salud Wuna, and it's my pleasure for can talk to Wuna about healthy lifestyle, which is very important. And it's also a pleasure to be here with Dr. Tom Dula. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mape. And now, of course, we'll go to regular Dr. Tom, a very able doctor and a great patriot. I always say he's always ready, to stand in the gap for Ambazonia. So, Dr. Tom Dula, say something to your people.
Yes, welcome, fellow Ambazonians. Thank you, Dr. Yaya. bringing me on this show. And welcome to my patients, a true patriot on all fronts, um, just together like the whole Abiedu family. So, shout out to my big secretary, Dr. Julius Abidu. So, we welcome you all on this show where we want to talk again about something that really plagues our people. It is not just a sickness that is experienced by the rich or the wealthy or the affluent, but by everyday people, and also rampant in Amazonia. So we're here to talk about diabetes mellitus. So thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to play your draft. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tomdula. So, of course, these things are interconnected. All right. Thanks for that great reminder there. I think we've played the video that we played last week. So maybe today we'll just leave that video. We'll go straight for the matter, because we get only 1 hour, and we try to actually keep to time. So, Dr. Tom, I will start with you. May I ask you again, just for summarize? We don't touch this topic on a few weeks, even though in an interrupted manner. Just summarize again for we where to be diabetes, and why not a problem? Why would you talk so much about them?
Okay. Yes, diabetes are some sick way they say too much sugar the inside your body. When we chop, so any kind chop, when they in three classes, them proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, all they need to be broken down to small particles inside your body. So that if, especially carbohydrates, they be broken down to sugar, to glucose, fructose inside your body. So when you go inside your body, so now for say, make your body take them, then you burn them, you use them for say you get energy. But if that sugar, if you enter inside your body, because as I talked for that video earlier, so say that key where the sugar they enter, use them for enter your body, so that may your body burn them down, then give you energy. Then that sugar will remain inside blood. It will cause big problems. Then it will make you overpeace plenty. It will cause heart problems. It will cause kidney problems, and many other things that where they can cause person in life. So that one, then you go see all those kind of symptoms that where they happen. Then you go feel suspect say person get diabetes sick. So now one of those main symptoms and those main things that where they feel make a person can die of heart attack. That one day high blood pressure day, then other diseases the day too. So for summarize, diabetes diabetes feed in a way where that sugar inside your body, not some substance that you call insulin, where they help for break them down, so that may your body if you use them. If that insulin be lacking, when they born you, then you lack that insulin for very young ages, then you'll get type 1 diabetes. It means that insulin no day at all. If you break down that sugar, then it will accumulate inside body, inside blood plenty, cause all those problems what I talk about them. So then type 2 diabetes, the way you get that insulin, but it need to really work fine. It need to work fine. So you will need that insulin may they give them for you from outside. So those two types of diabetes now the one that way with them they then of course other minus one then where they talk them diabetes. So for woman where you get belly, where if you develop that diabetes only during the time we get belly, then after that one, after it don't born picking, that one fee go away, or they'll get to treat them again. So that the main forms them for diabetes that, but if you treat them, because things the way that they cause them. Now, if you avoid those kind of things them too, then it go fit make them go back. If person over get weight, you need to do exercise much. That one fee contribute to them. If you do over chop sweet things away, you not really take care where you lack insulin, then you reduce that one. It go help. If you do over smoke, if you affect them too. So all those kinds, well, we will come to that one where we will talk about treatment. So I think that for now, I think that we'll have to talk about the diabetes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tom, for that great summary. So we don't hear the different types of the diabetes, then, but the long and short, let's say, with blood sugar, for instance, with blood, it be high for one reason or the other. Either, let's say, we know if you produce insulin with SF, or let's say if you produce insulin by your own body for some reason, you know if you use them correctly. And then also we get the one really happen during pregnancy, and then we'll talk about some other subclass later. But today, like we focus then on how to manage diabetes. We don't hear for all the plenty talk that we don't get on last time, from high blood pressure to this diabetes. We also talk about lifestyle changes, lifestyle changes, lifestyle changes. So today we don't bring an expert. So today we want to know exactly in detail what really these lifestyle changes really mean. So we don't bring Dr. Marpe Abiedewe. He qualified for every description for this movement. But today, when you look at her, you look at her body, you look at everything, say she's supposed to be, she's a lifestyle coach. So we really be so blessed for getting Michelle Obama here on board. And one asked Marpe, say, wait till be the magic. Okay, I don't even go on the side of the looks, but make it tell we wait till we know about lifestyle changes, because surely when you look at her, of course, some people get good genes, but I think that that's not just it. Maybe you go tell me more, wait till you do way it keep it so healthy and fit, and how some of us feel learn. So Marpe, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yaya. Thank you, Dr. Tom. I will just piggyback for what Dr. Tom will talk when he talk about diabetes. So most people themselves, when they don't diagnose them with that diabetes, it depends on how severe it be. Some of them, they go first start for ask them how their lifestyle they for help them for manage that diabetes. So based on that, I will talk from my own experience. Yeah, me I not get diabetes. I not get any family member with diabetes. But for people that way they be diabetic, when they want to address them for their lifestyle, of course they go check whether those people that they what you chop first. The most you are what you eat. First of all, you are what you eat. You are what you drink. You are how you move. You are how you sleep. Yeah. You are how you think. So that 5 things I don't just talk like basic thing. Every human being, what you eat, what you drink, what you inhale, what you think, how you move, what you sleep. So for a person where you just be like pre-diabetic, they'll start telling me change in lifestyle. And when they talk about lifestyle, think about the word lifestyle, because now what you get for doing for the rest of your life, not be for doing for 1 day, 2 days. Now lifestyle. And when you do lifestyle changes them, you implement them for long time well, then your chances for need medication they be small. So what it be this lifestyle we talk about when Dr. Yaya don't talk about first of all, now for eat right, nutrition, right? If you eat the right stuff where your body need them for that, for make energy, for your cell, for make energy, it be number one thing. More we check about what also will come out for Ambazonia Day. We be blessed with healthy food, right? We get food the way they did for farm, green food, vegetables, fruits, healthy carbohydrates. But then why man don't come for a country full way? Some of us, we don't go spend money. Instead for go harvest our food for farm, we'd go buy chop for can, right? That tomato waiting for your farm, it better pass that tomato waiting for can where they don't invest, you don't get them from China. You don't even know what they mix inside. So I want to say, for we were there for Ambazonia, and those were even there for diaspora where they watch them. You get for chop what will be as natural as possible. Natural way be say they come off for ground, where they harvest for ground. We get for a one-man country there, yeah, they get they can say farmers market. Now some people they like for go for farmers market because they buy fresh chop. You want chop color the way they say now rainbow color, green, red, yellow, orange, purple, all those color them. We get that kind of chop them for Ambazonia. More than not spend money for the buy, or of course, once in a while we go for buy pasta and things the way they do for can them, but why even waste money for buy that kind of thing then? So when you eat this type of healthy food, first of all, you get a type of carbohydrate where they be natural carbohydrate. No be one will be just so high in sugar, like people that they chop cake, they make bread, chop too much bread. Nothing the two-way piece will be diabetic for avoid that kind of thing them. So now one thing where my Dr. Yaya don't ask me about nutrition be very important. So key thing, eat a lot of green vegetables, fresh fruits every single day. Maybe in a part of your natural, your healthy diet, And then in terms of what you chop to, I want to talk about portion. When you put chop for your plate, you're not there for flop your plate, We get this tendency, so when you get plate where the plate big, chop there for cover all that plate before you know, say you don't put chop. Naturally, I mean, some person you don't teach me, say, when you get your plate, if you get for put plenty chop, maybe most of the chop inside your plate being at the green one. Then some small portion being at that white one on a bread or a potatoes. And then you get some small portion of another one of fruits and fruits. So the majority of your chop may be the green one. But bottom line, reduce your portion, your quantity of food. We're not going for flop plate, finish all the chop. Now, one thing that. And then I want to talk about water. Water be very important, As a matter of fact, when I wake up every day for morning time, me personally, I drink 1 liter of water. 1 liter for we now, like 4 cups of water. Warm water, not cold water, warm water. Because when you sleep for night, you be dehydrated. All that, people where they sleep like 6, 7, 8 hours, all that time you sleep, your body be devoid of water. So small dehydration don't take place. So the first thing for morning time, me, I even drink water first before I brush my teeth. My husband is saying that which kind of terrible thing that, but that's what I do. I drink first before I brush my teeth. That's the first thing I do.
Well, it works.
I put my water first and then I'll brush my teeth afterwards. So, in whatever order you want to brush your teeth, fine. First, you want to brush your teeth first, that's fine. But just drink that 1 liter of water. It takes a while to get used to it. Some people, you feel start now with just 1 cup, but get that habit for drink water first thing for morning time. And then you must not necessarily put lemon inside or ginger like some people do. If you get the time, fine. But it not be a must. Just clean water to start your day. And then eat something healthy as breakfast. They say the best meal of the day should be your breakfast. When you break the fasting where you don't fast all day long. That be the most important meal of the day, your breakfast. And it be also important what you put inside that breakfast. Enter breakfast with some with cake. I just give that one like example, like sugar, high sugar. You want to make sure that breakfast be high in good grain. I don't know whether we chop things like oatmeal. I know we talk now for people that were there for Ambazonia, but things like potatoes, where would the fry potatoes for country? Fried chop no fine, but if you get a fried chop, fry them with small oil and make sure the oil not enter inside. But sweet potatoes now very healthy chop. If you chop them for morning time, if you want chop eggs, hopefully you not get high cholesterol problem. Egg get a very good source of protein. Now it be important if you afford them for Ambazonia, you chop your eggs. Protein be very important. But so other protein, the way it be very common, where most people they get are beans. I chop me beans every day. Beans be very healthy source of protein. So, and we get beans for Ambazonia all over the place. So when I not shame for chop beans be very good for our health. So break that breakfast, start that morning with a good healthy breakfast. And then if you chop your lunch and your dinner, you don't necessarily get for chop 3 healthy meals a day. For here, for one man country, they say eat breakfast like a king, then you eat lunch small, and then eat dinner, very small dinner. And make sure so you don't eat dinner when they be close for go for bed. Because so when you don't go for go sleep, your body get for rest. And a time for body for rest. You don't want chop, then for go sleep, your body go to try for digest food, then you need to take care of what way it be important for the cells and for rest, because it be the fight, time for digest that chop or you don't chop. So small dinner, Dr. Yeah, I know you know what I did talk plenty thing one time. Should I just continue?
No, my babe, no, you're on point. I mean, more carry on with the nutrition now because we want to start exercise, but yeah, carry on. I did take notes.
Okay.
I just want yeah. Go ahead.
So that nutrition now, say, get necessary means you for eat 3 solid meals a day. If you eat your good healthy breakfast, you eat lunch, and then you eat dinner, or it's some people the way they don't even get all those 3 meals, they chop intermittently, small in between. As long as most of what you chop now, healthy vegetables, fruits, then you do on the wrong path. Now, what about meat? We therefore we country where we believe so much in meat, beef, but we therefore be very careful. Say, beef fine at a small amount. You don't want to chop plenty beef where they go like people where they like soya. You get for chop plenty one time. It not be good because they get unhealthy fat. That kind of fat way they go cause high cholesterol. It clog your arteries. Then you get for get other cardiovascular or heart condition them. So you get for limit that one. If you want chop protein, meat, if you get access for fish, now the best one that if you chop plenty fish, that'd be ideal. So increase your fish intake, and I'd already say beans now a good source of protein. And then limit alcohol intake. So we tradition say a lot of people they like for go sit down for bar, drink plenty beer, 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles of beer, drink wine plenty. You get for limiter, they say limited maybe to 2 drinks a day or 1 drink. I would say personally, somebody will be diabetic, you get for just cut alcohol completely. You don't get for drink any alcohol because it get bad carbohydrate for you. Now one will not be a healthy source of carbohydrate. So you get for limit that one if you be diabetic, unfortunately. Occasionally, party they happen where you be say, okay, I feel just drink small alcohol. If you feel discipline yourself, drink only small alcohol, that's fine. But the problem I say most people they don't know for discipline themselves. When they don't start 1 cup, they will drink 1 cup, drink 2, 3, 4, small than a palaver the entire inside body. And then smoke. Dr. Tom already talk, Dula don't talk, say people when they be diabetic, what made they use begin to smoke cigar? Because that nicotine, all the irritant, the way you smoke, it go inside your lungs, it affect your lungs. You want to just avoid smoking completely. So in terms of nutrition, I think I don't cover most of the important thing that we have to do with nutrition and drinking water. Okay, one more thing.
Excellent.
For pace yourself for water, because sometimes one person say get for drink like 2 to 3 liters of water a day, people they find it difficult. If you pace yourself, if you don't get down 1 liter for morning time, then you still get the rest of the day for drink the rest. Plan sometime for afternoon, you drink 2 or 3 cups. Then for evening, before 7 p.m. latest, you finish how much, so that you drink too much water before you go to bed, may keep you awake. So between when you wake up in the morning till 7 p.m., you don't drink all your water you need for the day, 2 to 3 liters. And if it be difficult for you, you start gradually. Everything a habit. When you practice with time, it will just be natural, second nature. That's why we talk about lifestyle changes, because you want to make changes the way nothing the way you continue for do. We don't want you make changes where you will do them 1 time, 2 times, then you give up. You get to do things the way nothing where you will be committed to doing every single day. Dr. Yaya, over to you for now.
Wow. Thank you, Mape. You talk, so I take my notes there. I just feel guilty. I get one day, I say, oh my God, tick, X, X, X. I get so many X's on your list. So I'm going to try for summarize them again. I hope say when I actually take this lecture, because when I see from Mape, say she lives by example. And Dr. Tom Dula as well, I must give you some credit, because I know they say he be strict as well. He do those things, do exercise, doesn't drink alcohol, doesn't smoke, All right, so some 5 things, and then Mape talk, where it's simple, but actually when we get those things, you don't pretty much cover everything. He said you are what you eat. We don't give all the details about the different things, how to, your portion sizes and when to eat, when, forget your last meal and all those things. You are what, again, avoiding alcohol, you are what you inhale, avoiding smoking or any drugs or any substances. Then you are how you move, when about exercise, we'll come later to that one, Mape. And you are also how you sleep. Sleep, particularly in at some point where many people they ignore them, but it be very, very important. You just there like a car, if I put it that way. If you just run motor for 200 kilometers an hour consistently, and then you just the motor will run fine. When you run the car, you need for rest. I don't know if that's not really a very good example, but your body also need for recuperate. That nighttime now for you for slow down, get rid of all the toxin the way you don't put them where you don't gather them through the day from pollution from the foods we eat, and then you need for just your muscles, the need for regenerate for start off again. So that's very important. If you just continue overuse yourself, at some point you're just gonna crash. So sleep be very important, and at some point where it'll be highly neglected. Mape mentioned something say when your plate, this one for say must flop your plate. I'll be guilty of that. But Mape some trick where I learn or what they try for learn, they say take a small bowl, a smaller plate. So that if you want get that feeling, say, oh, your plate be full, at least say the quantity we go fill that plate, it be small. But not take and then build a mountain on top because it will defeat the whole purpose. And I think we hear Mape mention about plenty colors on your plate. It don't mean I say more what they call a can't drum for plate. It simply mean I say your food stuff the way they for your plate, may then get different colors. And most of them may be green, meaning say that stands for vegetables, or grains, them like peas or something like that. Then you get more greens, where it shows you get more vegetables, and then you fruits and get different colors, and things like carrots, they be red, and then you get less of the white stuff, when like rice, fufu, cocoa, and all those things. But again, we know so we come up from a place where we staple food and get a lot of those carbohydrates. Amape mentioned some point, talking about, we know how we like fried potatoes and eggs and all of that. Good. It tastes good. Will not talk lie, but other options a day. Our big mommy that we did try those things. I don't know, Mappy, I don't know if you remember, my big mommy used to burn like a cocoa, burn the sweet potato. And that was nice. It tasted nice.
Yes.
So instead now options in that. And if we look at this one, mommy, then they live so long. My big mommy lived till about 110. Officially be registered as 107, but the person wearing nurse, he say he probably be more than that. And they live very simple lifestyle. So if we try for just copy that, of course, we'll not feel reverse time. But the simple truth I say, even though we've been out of choice, what was available for them, they did a lot of walking to their farm. They did a lot of farming, so physical work, and they exercise. They nobody chop plenty oil because they never first get the money for buy plenty oil. They nobody get the money for buy plenty meat. Maybe being a delicacy where either you kill ground beef for your farm, or your small money where you say jama, you buy small meat once in a while. So pretty much when we look at, and then because they never get a lot of medicine or medical care, so it go that back again to that lifestyle. So sorry, I don't want to over talk. I know so I'll be good at that. But I think Mape don't really explain in all details. And then we will go back now to Dr. Mdula. Yes, Mape, and to everybody, when you get most of these problems, or what you call and say develop civilization sickness, especially type 2 diabetes. Type 1 not just ill luck. You just don't get, you get a genetic predisposition for no form those for not be able to build insulin. That one get nothing to do with your lifestyle. But type 2 mainly in a lifestyle disease, and why that it catch mainly people that be overweight and at later stage in life and all of that. But we still get people that they'll try all these good things that Mapedo explain and all of that, and it still no work for help them with maybe managing their blood pressure or diabetes or high cholesterol, whatever. So Dr. Tom, in this case now, when maybe person way they don't diagnose you with diabetes, you don't try all these things, work. Wait to be the next thing for do is to get high blood sugar. Wait to do all these good things and we Mapedo on list. Well, how would he manage? How would he treat this disease? Just generally, because of course we don't expect many people then go treat themselves. This one are just for general knowledge here. You've been muted. We can't hear you. Dr. Tom?
Una hear me now?
Unmute.
Yeah.
Now, yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
we hear
yes,
you.
thank you for that question. Sorry, I be unmute myself. I be mute myself. So yes, as we don't talk, so I mean diabetes mostly na wait is say that sugar inside our body, you know, feed use them because you lack that key where you open your cells them for your body for say maybe the sugar enter inside, then go be burned, then you get energy. Or say you get that key, but the key don't hold, it be rusted. Mangre don't catch that key, the key need to work again. And the key na that insulin. For people then where they be old, they get some their cells they be resistant to insulin, so they need that one from outside. So if all that life changes them, they no worker. Then two things a day where people they fit where man fit do, how they fit treat them. If you, I mean, you try for lost weight, you know, work out, or losing weight, you know, work out, or you know, smoke again, or you change your lifestyle, how you dey chop, how you dey exercise yourself, how you dey sleep. As my patients talk, you know, work out, then they get to give you medication. Then somehow that sugar get to come inside your body so that maybe you use and get energy. So for a person where they body where you know if you produce that insulin or where you not produce enough insulin, they will get to give you insulin from outside. So mostly the insulin are some kind liquid where they'll give then you get to inject yourself. They'll give you some very short, tiny needles. So every day you inject them inside your skin. And then for your belly, you hold skin so I demonstrate them for my hand. For entire belly, you pinch your skin so then for the play where you don't pinch them, it come for up put some camera there. Yes, you pinch your skin so then it come for up. Then you chook that needle for the then that needle very short needle so it remain just inside your skin. Then you pull them. Like say you want take out blood. If you don't see any blood, it means say you know the inside some vessel where they carry blood. Then I go think that. Then after that you could then inject that insulin inside your skin. So every day and before you chop or along the line, uh, many times per day, each person will get diabetes. They prescribe for you which kind doses he get to take up. Now, one of the first things in that old people, young people, they take away, they don't be produce insulin. Even old people, them too, where they produce insulin, but if insulin need to work out fine, it need to work fine. Then they'll get to give them from outside. Other alternative, now say they go start with them for old people, them they start with tablets. Some kind tablets, the way they help you for sync the blood sugar for make am make that blood sugar make your body fit take am up, then you use am for get energy. So you get medication like metformin, glimepiride, and all those ones where you dey take am. Then if that one no worker, where they go add insulin on top for older people them. But for young people them, they need even first start with tablet. They just give the insulin one time. So that insulin you fit dey chook up under your skin. For people where they get more much money and they get some kind modern methods and way you get like some kind pen so you just put it onto your skin, you just press them, it just be like that will be this small they begin give you vaccination. They will take some this let's say some small gun put it onto your skin so then it go choke you so then that vaccine will enter inside your body. Some small kind pen the way you put it onto your body so then you press them, then you go work so you go choke you just small, then that insulin will enter. More modern methods they did too. For a person to get big for a person who get big money, but they go under to come for your skin, they go put some they go put some device onto your skin. It's just that there's some small this kind 50 francs, 50 colonial French francs, some small device for the around so they go put that onto your skin. Where some small needle dey for the way through that one, it enter go under your skin so then it dey in contact with your blood. It dey constantly measure your blood sugar. Then they get some other thing where device where it just dey like cell phone. When they put that on top, so the thing will just read your blood sugar one time. Then you will know how much insulin for injector. So now the two main things in that way main kind two medicine then that way they use them for treat that diabetes. Say for young people them, when they born them, where they no fit produce insulin at all, they just start give them insulin one time, where they chook them inside their body according to how their blood sugar they, and according to how when they chop. Many people they chook am after they don't chop because your blood sugar they high, then you chook them now may go down. Because if you just leave them so, then you chop sweet in them, or you chop much chop. As my patients talk, say you really flop your plate so with chop, then you chop them well. They say you chop lemon pikin. That one you know fine for person where you get diabetes. Then that's why your blood sugar go high too. Then now you die if it comes so if you get diabetes. So when person make them so then after you get now for day you chook the insulin for your body. Then for old people them they first start with tablet, then they give them add the dosage small. If you know waka, then they get insulin. So old people they fit get only tablets and insulin or use them for cure diabetes. But as we talk, the best cure now the lifestyle changes where my patients talk. Many people the day way they don't start to use that medication them. But after they make sports, then they cut down their weight, they stop for drink alcohol, they begin to do exercise every day and maybe smoke cigar. Then those life changes them. Can't make them for way. They don't even need that insulin again and they don't need those tablets them again. So even if you take medication, no just talk say, oh yeah, I'll just take medication my whole life. No, because all that one them they get their side effects them too. When you start taking that metformin, so if you make them you get belly bite, if you make them you the vomit and you the push and make some different kind problem them for your body, and especially when you go for may they operate you, you get to make sure say you stop that metformin for at least 24 hours before your operation. If not, some big problem that will happen. They say lactacidosis. That is much bad blood it go dey inside, it go develop inside your body. That is when you no get oxygen. Like say you no get oxygen, then your cells some big toxins that is dirty wey no belong inside your blood. Wey normally dey comot for your blood every time, it go remain for there. Then it go cause you no go dey breathe fine. Your blood go dey some kind way where you go need medication. So under operation, that one fit come even cause your life. So if I may you stop the metformin before say operation, but doctor will tell you even insulin self, insulin if you overtake am too much, you take away you know what chop, e go finish sink your blood sugar so tey you fit faint and die fit dey come so. So man get to really follow the orders wey doctor talk, take the right dosage for insulin and take am at the right time. Never take am wey you never chop. Even if they talk say that you get to take am for morning and evening, it means say you get to chop first. At least something get to dey inside your belly before you take that insulin. Because if not, no dey for your belly, your blood sugar be very low. You take that insulin, so you dey for that make the blood sugar go right down. Where na case that way you fit just fall down. And if you dey you one, person no dey for can help you for shout call for help, then na die if it comes so. So I think for be very careful with the treatment for insulin. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so Dr. Tom, for that very elaborate answer. We will try to break them down again. So, wait you don't you talk so far and say, when you get on different stages and there for solving, this diabetes will say, make you first try them. If you be type 2, of course, if you be type 1, would not you still need to live healthy, but you must get treatment and straight away with insulin. So when we talk about the lifestyle changes, first try before you can try tablets before, if you know walk, then you add insulin on top. That one for type 2 diabetics. So all these things that we talk, we no expecting me anybody try them for house. You must see a doctor where you know which way to do. He go do the diagnosis, know which type will you be, know which kind of therapy for start for you. Everybody's supposed to live healthy, but with the talk say if you be type 2, you maybe if you go for a while where you not take medications or insulin, So I mean, those lifestyle changes, because most often the risk factors the way make you forget the diabetes now, those things the way they be reversible, like overweight, unhealthy diet, and all those things the way if you reverse them. So I hope so that one be clear. And then Dr. Tom explained them very well when he talks say older people that they start them now on tablets, would assume that say older people then they get now that type 2 because it usually start now for later stage for life. But if you see get type 1 person where you don't grow old, then be for this world we see them till 70. With good health care. So if you get a type 1 diabetic where you don't grow old till maybe 70, 80, then he always go there on insulin. There's no other option for that for type 1. So what would he talk mainly? Would he refer now to type 2 diabetics? And explain say for the type 2, even if they put you today on medications, the same way you start to take metformin or whichever one, there's so many different types. Means me say, okay, now I take medicine, I will stop lifestyle change. No, because if you get to continue, actually, the more you do those exercises, you live healthy, your requirement of those medications, they will be less. And we'll also see patients the way eventually they actually get off their medications because they continue, as Marpe explained, a lifestyle change, no be touch and go. Maybe something we talk say, oh, I want to wear this, my wedding dress, so I must do slim curls for fit in, and then after that, you just start chopping the fat. The thing that say you get to set your mind say now for your whole life. Now why that way you get to start gradually. No start something way you know go fit continue. So no start some kind of drastic kind of measures like, oh, I know the chop, you just come out from 3 meals and they say one chop 1 meal, and then you start the hungry to some kind of terrible way you will end up start goes, the crave. You start chop sweets carelessly, and then you instead can put on the weight where you call a yo-yo effect. So now those small things, if you really want go market or you want work go for some place, instead for take taxi or for worker, if you not too far, work our foot now you exercise that. Just the same for even for we for out here, even though the talks will return for home front, a lot of we there out here will be very unhealthy. We'll not really take care of your health because we'll be so focused with work, and then you just be carried with day-to-day stress of this side. You get your own stress too. And then you forget about your health. You work, come back, just can't relax. Say, oh no, I don't get a long day. Then you just chop carelessly, and most often you chop your main meal now for night, which is dangerous. I'm a victim of that. Now, so that's how my lifestyle is. And when my pay it talk, it be very true, but it takes a lot of discipline. Because it be easy for give an excuse. I feel just to say, oh, I be busy, I dey woke up, I dey work all day long. But it takes discipline. If I prepare myself, say I won't get that breakfast. Therefore, I will put my thing there for breakfast already ready. Some people they don't know for chop for very early for morning time, but that can still be somewhere between 8 and 10. You prepare all your things and whether they are grains and whatever way you get them for breakfast. You take and go your walk if you know if you eat very early, and then for your short break, you can have that. So my pay, I don't really today. I don't take it. I'm determined because I don't listening and hearing and seeing you. I mean, it just makes it all sing. There are things but sometimes you just need somebody to encourage you, and that person, an example where we actually see our money. So we really be grateful for your time and your experience. And then just wait to explain about insulin, that it looks like something like this, the pens, where it be pre-filled with the insulin, and there are different types of insulin. Now your doctor will prescribe this. You never ever go say you go for pharmacy. We'll not say a lot of things that happen back home. So you go buy your own, you be here say that you use insulin. If it really cause death, if you kill yourself or kill somebody. And then you get small needles like this, where when you open and you get the liquid here, and then they're a different system, but most often they'll work like this. And then you kind of you put that. Yeah, then take that off. I don't want to take off the needle there for it. And then you dial the amount of the units then for insulin where you need them. And then like Dr. Tom talk, sorry, I'm not sure my thick skin. But yeah, I get enough flesh for sure. So you hold your skin up like this, I get enough fold, and then you just a very short and thin needle, you put it under your skin, it be subcutaneous, like it's not deep, not the go to muscles. And it be important people that they took insulin for change their spots. Most often they prefer like up your thigh, your big foot, if you call it upper foot or upper leg, or your belly, like under your belly. Yeah. But change the spots because sometimes when if you use the same place, if you start build some knots under, and then the absorption of the insulin be it not be as good. So anyway, that much. Part of I want to ask some question. So because when we talk these things, we talk general, uh, some person feel just hear say he cousin because like the diabetes, we not say it occur within families if they get a genetic predisposition. If I hear say my cousin get diabetes, I need to take some medicine. It be okay for me to for just go take the medicine for share, just go take my cousin the medicine user.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. So when I don't hear that question, to be very clear, and it talks so because this one has some very, very common problem. You go send something for mommy, you want to ask it tomorrow, you say, I be give am for your godmother, I give them my sister. I say, mommy, your sister and my godmother again are the same problem. But so it be really important. Everybody be different. Please, all these things on the talk, you must see your doctor. We know say we get limitations at back home, but still try hard whether the next possible hospital, if you know they feel fine, or we don't talk about the symptoms the last time, you do over peace, you do over drink water excessively, you lost weight, for a very short space of time, you be very kind of even sometimes you get drowsy or you don't really be alert, then you need to see doctor. Not just you don't say, well, I don't go take multivitamins, I don't take malaria treatment. You need to check, especially if you get family relatives, the way they don't get diabetes, or for a family, when I get big skin, when I get other sick them, like high blood pressure or things like that. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Tom, for that answer. I think we next question again, we'll go back to Dr. Mape Apiedo, or may continue to tell me about this lifestyle. He emphasized the first time about nutrition, chop, and other things. So, yes, Mape, wait till you tell me about exercise, which is a big thing too.
Yes. Again, I will start by saying that your what you eat, your what you drink, your how you move. Exercise be very important, extremely important. And we for Ambazonia, mommy them, papa them, we don't necessarily mean say somebody get for go belong to a gym. For America, when they talk about exercise, people they think about belong to a gym where you get for go, they get machine them, all they like where you do different types of exercise. No. When we talk about exercise, we talk about some two main things. Cardiovascular, meaning that the exercise will help for increase your heart rate, may your heart so that for increase oxygen will be pumped to go to your blood cells, and also resistance, where you feel do some weights and tone down your muscle and all the like. Those are the two things about exercise. But how would the exercise back home? Well, I might talk about my own self personally. Me, I know to go for gym. I be very lazy. Some people they get the time for go to the gym. They get all these machines. I used to do that once in a while. I say, okay, why don't I just use what I have at home? So what I do personally, religiously, every single day, is I make sure I get forget at least 30 minutes of exercise every day. At least 30 minutes. So it could be done just by brisk walking while you walk very fast, or a jog, or a dance, or a jump rope. So these are things that you don't need to buy any material for help you do them. You just do it with your body, your foot, take you walk up and down, fast, fast, fast. We know in a wartime this for Ambazonia, so it probably not be safe for just walk casually, but you don't have to do it alone. Work out with friends, have a group where when I feel work out together, so that when I watch over each other, or just farming where you really go farm, you bend down, you dig hole, you plant things. That's a great form of exercise. Whatever form of exercise you choose, you have to be consistent. You do it at least 30 minutes a day. For one man country, they say may you do at least 150 hours in a week. But if I say you do at least 30 minutes a day, you will do more than that 150 hours, because that one at 5 days will give you that 150 minutes. You know, if you do 30 times 5 is 3 times 5 is 15. So 30 times 5 is 150. Exercise be very important. The other thing for exercise, now say, not be only cardiovascular exercise. If you do weights where you push your body against wall put some pressure on your back, your back calves, your back foot them, or people that they do sit-ups, that one na resistance, you know. Or if you get really weight, people that get weight, but if you get like tin tomatoes where you feel hold on for your hand, anything will be slightly heavy, you hold on for each hand, you know, work your biceps them, you know, so that your muscle they stay fit. As we grow older, we lose muscle mass, and the only way for try for maintenance more now for do some of these exercise where they need you to carry weights and all the like. And naturally, some of us, when mommy there, you see, Dr. Yaya, we don't talk so with mommy them, the grandmommy there, they live for a long time because they go for farm, they carry heavy things them. My own grandmother too lived to be beyond 103 years old, you know, because you go farm, mommy go carry heavy things and, you know, they carry picking for back. Those are all weights. So we already get natural ways and where we carry heavy things and back home. But you have to be consistent. Not be something for doing for one time or once a month. You have to do it at least 2 or 3 times a week. You know, it'd be very important. So this exercise thing, for those of us who were there for diaspora, for one man country, sometimes we say we cannot make the time for it. Or it be now for the planning, you know. If you get up very early in the morning, you know, if you commit, say I will just do some 30 minutes for morning time, you know, before you start your day, that is already an achievement, you know. Back home, the same thing. We get busy lifestyles. I know, again, I don't say we'll be at war, so sometimes it not even be safe for worker. But then make it a habit to put music and we get some good traditional song then. You put that music, you dance and sweat. When you dance and sweat, you see as your pores will be open because, you know, sweat, they go through those pores and it be very healthy. I learned recently through some very healthy women who I become across them, the importance of sweating. The woman tell me, say, you know, people where they sweat a lot, where they be very active, they sweat a lot. The chances for them to get breast cancer be very slim. I don't know about them scientifically. I never go do any research or reading for see how it correlates, but it looks like that seems to be the case where people where they exercise a lot, they sweat, they get less chance for get breast cancer. Probably the same thing may apply to men with prostate cancer because the glands that they release all those sweat and all the like. So I want just emphasize, say we therefore make that effort. Again, this talk with Dr. Yaya and Dr. Tom, they talk today now, healthy lifestyle. When you say your health is your wealth, now something for do for maintain and for long term, not be something for do one time. It's just like every time for morning time you wake up, you brush your teeth. That's something that you do naturally. You need to think twice about it. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth. Before you go to bed at night, you brush your teeth. You don't think about it. So you get to make exercise, may it fit in the same way, where you just do it naturally, you don't think about it. You know, maybe such a way that if some day pass where you not exercise, you feel bad that you've not exercised. It make it a commitment. So that's one thing that I really try to do. Even when I know, even for my own house, when I travel, sometimes, like right now, I know there for my own hometown. I don't travel, I go to a different state. Not be my neighborhood. I still get up early in the morning. I don't know the area fine. I will go waka. I walk like 1.5 hours, you know. If you get access to get Fitbit, something where if you measure, and also there for country, some people they get watch where they feel measure their steps. If you get at least that 10,000 steps a day, you know, that's a huge accomplishment because you keep your body active. You know, something for one man country where some of them they get jobs where they just shit on, like lawyers, they just shit on for one place for a long time. Most of these people they end up getting health problems, back problems, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, because they need to keep your body. So that's why initially when I start talk, I say how you move. If you move about a lot. Dr. Yaya been talk something like mommy they when they go for market. Yeah, normally you go market, you will buy chop a heavy, one carrier. But when you're there inside, no walk a distance before you take a motorcycle or before you take a taxi. Walk a distance before you take all those things that for carry go market. Now that's exercise, because if you easily put 5-10 minutes by that walking, and then when you're there inside market, do a lot of walking around as you look around before you want to decide what you for buy. That's exercise. But you need to be able to do another type of exercise where you really pace yourself, where you breathe hard, because just leisure walking, it be good saying you move steps, but you need that type of exercise where you sweat, where your heart race, because it be important for your heart. Very important. People the way they know for swim, I don't know if you know for swim, you get access to a swimming pool. Now, a good form of exercise that are also. If you get jump rope, you want just do jump rope, jumping jacks, you do them. Now, good form of exercise. You want ride ride bicycle, now good form of exercise. So we get plenty choices then. But talking about us back in Amazonia for wartime, you get to make sure say do whatever it be safe for you. Watch your environment. You don't want just go exercise just for exercise safe, then you put yourself in harm's way because somebody there they look you, especially for young young girls. You don't want to put yourself where somebody go there where if you catch you someplace, rape you for no reason. Make sure see you there in the company of other people. Very, very important. And those of us in the diaspora, we not get any exercise, with any excuses. We feel always fit in 30 minutes a day for keep ourselves healthy and by exercising. Dr. Yaya, that's mainly what I feel give her in general about exercise. Then I'll talk about sleep and personal relationship next in terms of healthy living.
Okay, we'll come to that. Thank you, Mape. We'll always do a summary of this very high yield talk we get one of the bring her on today. So you don't talk about how for exercise, because a lot of times people they think say when they say exercise means I get to go pay money for gym, and sometimes these things are be expensive. And then if you go register for the gym and then you end up not going because maybe your work schedule or something not permit you, and then you just feel like you don't lose money, then you just completely wipe out. Like even from the comfort of your home, if you do a lot, the rope, if you jump and for back home, we get picking they used to go play football, or people as I used to talk for inside quarter, boys they go play football amongst themselves, but again, thinking about the safety issues, now do all those things during the daytime, and girls particularly, make sure that they're in company and not walk out late. And then all these games they used to get and they're in, tabala, all those things. Now still some form of exercise, at least for must say, for young girls then. So excuse no day, must dinner for gym. Ma just even show us some simple thing we'll get them for. I say, I don't mind the state of something like that, as simple as a mat. No, what I'm oh, I'm sorry, I'm actually using my phone to show something. Yeah, just the ball and the mat. So you should be the way they get a lot of everybody get iPhone or you get smartphone. If you don't know what to do, a lot of exercises and they're on there. You just put your wrapper or your mat for floor. You do different things, them stretch, do abdominals. There's so many movements and way all over the place. So if you just spend time, if you don't know exactly what to do, for on YouTube, you'll see a lot of things that if you do. But like Mape explained them, simple things like you want to go visit your friend, do a walk about reach for day. Mommy, they want to go market, yes, so not say if you carry heavy bag, bikini come back. Maybe when you go to the market, you work at that time. When you don't go buy your bags a bit heavy, you take a taxi or motorcycle or something like that. Dr. Ndula, do we still have you or we don't lose you? Is Dr. Ndula on? We haven't lost him. Anyway.
Hello. You get me?
Okay, all right. Yeah, I will get you. If you so don't lose you. Maybe my pay don't talk so you come you want to do your own 30 minutes.
No.
So maybe tell me something. May not
No,
look like saying
yeah.
only
Yeah, see what
a
I begin to
woman
talk.
thing.
See what I begin to talk
Yeah.
earlier on. Or what I finished talk about medication. Say, person need to take medicine for other person, where doctor prescribe am for
Okay.
other person. Because even at the same sick way you get them, no be the same kind medicine they work for everybody. And even the same person where ma say they give your mommy amlodipine, ramipril for a high blood pressure. No, you hear the news, no job buy am for one country, send them for you for in one big carton, say take them for the whole year. No, they get to the go for refill, go for the very doctor where prescribe them. Then the doctor go make tests now, then see, ask questions them, see whether any side effects them dey, see whether that medicine they work, and measure a BP for some time, then see whether you get to adjust that medication. So if you send it the same medication where you don't need to take them 3 months ago, say, yeah, for the next 6 months, just you take that one, you need to really do it some good work. So you get to be somebody of the medical profession where you really know that about those medications. The pharmacies like my patient so, or you be medical doctor where you know those medications them. Then begin the follow up to say wait till be the side effects them, wait till they happen. Then may get a small device where they measure your own blood pressure, ESF, many times per day. Then begin the monitor and ESF, then begin the know how we did. So without all those one, them no just buy medicine, send them. So you don't do some good thing for your mommy or for your papa or for your brother or sister. So those things in them, you get to always consult a doctor where he prescribe that medication or pharmacies. You go for every pharmacy, they get pharmacies them. They be very qualified. They fit they do prescription them too. So that kind of thing, you be very safe. You be safe. We just buy medicine for person where they sell them on for road. That one be cheap quite alright. Someone that they work, someone that need to work. The person will tell you all those kind of in the way pharmacists or doctor will fit tell you which be the side effects them, which will be the kind conditions and way you get to respect them before you take that medicine, before you chop, after you chop, or when you go for bed, that kind of thing. So all that one be important. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So still talking about medicine, Dr. Tom. Yeah, I guess the other thing to now say people then do it and get allergies to different things. Even though maybe that medicine for few work for you, but you don't know whether you be allergic to them. And sometimes allergic reactions they may be so severe where they will actually cause death. Like people if you take some medicine where they know their body no agree with them, they just start get not only itches and things over their body, they get swelling of their tongue, their throat to the point where they no fit breathe and they choke and they die. So no think say your sister or your mommy or your pikin or your massa or your woman in medicine, even if they talk say oh when I get the same problem, you get for take them, you get for see a doctor may check, tell you what you want, the one will be really correct. Then one other thing for people that they take insulin, na some tricky, na some very delicate group subgroup that, but I sure say will get people that from Brazil where they choke insulin. You just have to make sure say the needle, your needle hygiene be good. Ideally, you just get to buy, you know, you use a needle each time, you know, the repeater. Because first of all, for one repeater means you get for first save the old needle where you want try to put them back for the cap, you put yourself and things like that. I will not say the hygienic conditions will not be ideal. So you don't have to repeat the needle. Now one way needles them, so now an expensive therapy. Unfortunately, but not so it be. So the needle hygiene and your skin hygiene be important so that you don't get skin infection because as we talked last time, part of the side effects or long-term complications of diabetes na chronic infections you might get wound healing. Anyway, so more move a little bit, but it will be interesting. Maybe more get them from a man picking side. My pay don't talk all those other things and where there's the sound maybe a bit woman like because maybe I don't really see men that jump rope. I don't know, Dr. Tom. You too. I know so you be a very health conscious person. What if you advise men, especially on these lifestyle changes? Of course, summarizing it, we not say map it on top. The things that way you know so they kind of be specific for men. Where men they go easily do them. But if we tell them say me they go dance, I sure say some men they go find it funny. So wait if you advise men, which kind of thing that if you do as in their own lifestyle activities, yeah, for stay healthy. Dr. Ndula,
Me?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you get my question.
Now you get me? Yes, I get your
Yes.
question. Uh-huh.
Okay.
All
Go
right.
ahead, please.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, yes, I mean, for the almost the same thing for man go fit talk to woman them, say make them do additional things that they will man is here. We know say mostly now man picking that is smoke pass woman, especially for Amazonia and for Africa, will come out for there. Because for look at they say, hey, look at that woman. That woman is smoke. Say that woman is drink beer and all that. Now mostly man picking that they do that one before say woman that they follow them. So maybe man begin them stop those kind of things in them. Because if people then see them say papa or family, you need to do some this thing, the tendency na say all other people then they know what they do them too because man dey mostly follow a woman or a master go for some place for say make they go for some gathering, make they go smoke, make they go drink beer and all that. And all we know say, I mean, unfortunately, that's what the situation they back home. Say na man pikin the overreach pass woman them. Na man pikin they get money pass woman them. Where I mean, some they abuse them, some they think say, oh me I get money now. Say the woman joke the nonsense. He come me, I go carry Mbanya, bring him. I buy Mbanya, bring him. Come put our house or go they do my this thing them. So that one not be good thing for do at all. The ambassador who want create them, no be so he go come there. Woman go get equal right like man picking. And man picking no go just treat the woman anyhow because he don't pay bride price. And that thing say bride price, if we get to look what about that. So leaving that one aside, the thing that say for talk for man picking them, they know how they fit deal with their own woman them, how they fit convince them. I mean, a woman the way they look up to them, the way they love them. So think the way they need to do, probably the woman they know what they do them too. If you need to go drink mimbo drunk for outside that kind of thing, you need to or smoke cigar and judge she done one place every small thing you want come say you want go buy bread for boulangerie when 300 meters away you enter inside motor you run go there then come out go come back no walk away foot or no go on bicycle and we get to stop the kind of thing where they say oh look at that party on top bicycle na poor pa you know if you buy motor or when they really see on top motor or on top motorcycle that kind of thing that one be more you do more sports it will be more important for you and then as an aside na man begin them from 40 years above from 50 years above they get to really go for checkup general checkup every year or at least once every 2 years because all those kind of chronic diseases them high blood pressure even diabetes they fit detect them for day when you go do general checkup they check for all things then check for your prostate glands them prostate glands na man pikin they get them where if you develop some cancer good kind cancer or the bad kind cancer where if it kill you so they fit detect them for early stage then help you now for treat them. So I think that the kind thing that now I fit talk say man pikin they fit do more for help them avoid this kind all the kind sick them because something they do to way I mean I remember that I be this small I be talk say well I know they want drink me beer that kind they say oh look at this one you need to drink beer look you man pikin see that small woman for this so he hold large Guinness big Guinness say you man begin it. So make we men them not to succumb to that kind nonsense arguments that we they bring her up. For sure say yes, you be man picky, you get to drink beer, smoke cigar. When you shit on for day, then you get cancer now. You get lung cancer where they no feel anything when I die they come. Then you go see who be the real man picking down. To true man picking say if you sitting where if you damage your health when a bad thing for you, you leave her. It just be like say, I mean, you be man picking, you strong man picking, you don't marry, you still find woman, the pass, go around. Any kind of person will tell you, oh, that woman, I find woman. I will want to follow that woman, leave my wife for house. But for sure, say, be true man picking, you go resist, you go leave, you go talk, say, yes, I be man picking, I don't promise my woman some this, I go I go stick to them. Then I don't go do thing where you will come destroy my family, where you go come destroy me yourself. So that the same kind of thing that too with alcohol and cigarette and all that is. So what should say you be strong person, strong man became strong woman, then resist, control yourself, talk say no, I no go do this and that and that. And then when you tell you begin them, say no do this, no do that. They go just see example where you do, they go follow am. But if you talk say, hey, my pikin no do this, that, that. But now you there for outside, you dey drink bimbo, you dey smoke cigar, you dey follow other people their woman them. You go go tell your pikin say wetin, you talk say pikin no do the, you go just say you go turn around, you go do the same thing because he know wetin he will tell you. Papa know that thing that way he dey show me say ma do. So mommy know that thing that way they show me ma do. So they lead by example, especially for health this in them, especially man pikin them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tom. You don't even go beyond, and the topic, which is really really so good. I want more stick and focus again on the kind exercise them things because still they maybe not a bit specific to men. Wait till they feel like it because I feel imagine say like we women officially don't dance, so kind music they talk we day 16 and all that. You do your sports, but I take a picture as a man when I officially don't really dance when I do sports. So now which kind of ways and way you think say men you feel advise men specifically for do exercise? I don't know, football, squash, whatever. I just had already answered the question.
Yeah, but might just add something.
Yeah.
Men do a lot of jump rope though. You know that, like boxers,
Okay.
if they do, boxers do jump rope. So men can also do
Okay.
jump rope. It's something very easy for them to do.
Okay.
I want to just add that one. Yeah,
Good. All right. Thank you so much. Now we'll move to the next question. I think Mape, we still want to talk about other lifestyle changes. You don't talk about nutrition, exercise. You want to
Yeah.
talk about other things. Yeah. So up to you. Over to
Yeah. So so we don't talk about water, we don't talk about nutrition, we don't talk about exercise. Then there are other things that are important. Mental health be very important. Growing up, most of us, when we talk about health, we think only most about physical health. But you're what you are, and your mental health, which be person facing our emotional health, it be very important. And the one particular place for build strong emotional health now for have healthy relationships, your social cycle of friends and family members. You realize say even back home we hear say when some couple say the wife die or the husband die, a few years later on the other person go die, and it generally be because I say when they be together they keep each other company. Just having somebody to talk with, share problems with, it be so important for emotional well-being that we know if we talk only about physical health, talk about exercise, we ignore mental health. And I want to talk this also to relate to our picking them. Most of us, especially this generation of Ambazonian, both in the diaspora and both at home front, we need to really get that connection to our picking them like we should. And also we grew up, and when you grow up for house with papa in those days, like your father went somewhere and when papa they come, that's all man they run. It's like as if you're afraid of your father. Say papa they come, oh run. So that should not really be the case. I don't know whether things are still like that back home, but it should be a case where people love to be with their parents, to share things with their parents. That will help for build up picking mentally and emotionally, not the sense of fear, And then here for those of us living in the diaspora, it even be more even critical because we begin to go through a lot of things, and we get for be the people where they begin if you can't talk to us when they go through challenges at school with their friends, with peer pressure, where they compare one another. Some picking not naturally way now Ambazonia picking it do things differently from picking away non-Amazonian. I'm talking about those living in the diaspora. You know, it may not necessarily apply to those living in home front, but if you know, keep that relationship with your Pekin so that the Pekin feel free say, if something is happening, I figure can't talk for mommy or papa, then with time, that emotional connection, it be negative, it be slimmer and slimmer. Where time go day where this Pekin will really need help. You want to see Pekin get suffer from depression, because me, I be a pharmacist by profession. I feel tell when I say the number of people that they come for get medication for mental condition, it be overwhelming. Sometimes it be even be more than people that come for medicine for physical conditions. You know, most of the medication right now for treat anxiety, for treat depression and bipolar conditions. And why is it? It be all based on our upbringing, where we no get that connection for make that physical social contact. A lot of things that I know now, I didn't know before. So I think my own picking, they probably suffer a little bit because I know be as savvy as I am now in terms of making sure that I'm that well connected with them to know what is going on in their life. So it's never too late. And I share this with those who are listening that, you know, children as, you know, young as kindergarteners, you know, you need to be show that connection with them. You need to hug them. You need to embrace them so that they grow up to be confident young men and women, you know. uh, I get several instances of young people where they don't grow now, where they'll say, "Oh, but you didn't do this to mommy. You didn't do this to me, you know, when you're supposed to." But for us, you think that you give your kid everything. You give them the best school. You give them food to eat. You give them clothing and all the like. But if you don't get that bonding, that social connection with the Pekin, you feel the Pekin. And that causes ill health when they grow up as adults. Because sometimes you get all these Pekin that get depression, that they commit suicide. Where is that coming from? It's not because of any fault of their own. It's because of the things that happened when they were growing up, when they never get the right outlet for uh, digest those problems, for talk with the real people, the way they be close to them, when are their family, their parents, their siblings, you know. Sometimes they go rely on strangers or rely on nobody at all. They hold them inside them. So I want to say mental health be extremely important, as important as physical health. And how do you maintain that mental health? By having good relationships with family members, with friends to communicate with. So that's one thing I want to talk about. Then secondly, I want just to wind down with sleep. Dr. Yaya, we don't really talk about sleep. That's one thing that I said, my health is my wealth. I'm lacking in sleep. That one, I never really get there yet, because they say you go for sleep at least 7 hours a day, a night, at least 7 hours. I'm still struggling to get there. And I think partly because of what is happening in Ambazonia. Sometimes you want to catch up, you get up early in the morning, or you go to bed late to just do certain things. And then people that were there for Ambazonia, they be at war, maybe too, they to be stressed and they don't get enough sleep with all the things going on. But sleep is so important as food, as important as water, you know. Some people when they get high blood pressure, if they fit just catch sleep, get 7 hours of sleep every day, they fit take care of that high blood pressure problem. That's how important sleep is. So me, I still struggle for that one. I will be very honest. I can't wait the day that I figure that 7 hours of sleep every night. God, I don't know what will happen, but I'm struggling. So I just want to talk about how sleep will be important. Over to you, Dr. Yeah, and Dr. Tom.
Thank you so much, Mappy. You don't actually hit some two very important topics, particularly the mental health one. That's a big topic on its own. Where we actually struggle for get someone in the field for can talk to us about it. We get a few specialists, but they cannot come on air, unfortunately. So I just plead, if there's anyone there, even a psychiatrist or a psychologist or anyone, a social worker where you deal with counseling, or a counselor, where you actually deal with, should I say, victims or clients, the way they suffer from these conditions. trust me, more than 50% of patients they get a psychiatric disorder. Might be very right. You see some person they come and he can't tell you something where you think say, oh, it sound like heart. Sometimes you when you get all the questions and this, you see say it is the mind. And then which they happen we call somatization. When the mind is sick, it transforms the body to be sick as well. But taking away that problem, that psychological problem, the body becomes well. So that is a new, not a new age that now, especially for here for diaspora. I guess we back home we get a lot of that, unfortunately, because the general healthcare system first be a mess, and then particularly mental health, even out here in the white man's world, it be neglected. It's not, get that center stage. A lot of awareness that happened recently or lately. And now still there's still that feeling say get the attention we're supposed to get them. They don't think of us back home, a lot of things, and they would push them down to where strong head picking or uncle don't witch this one or witchcraft and so on and so forth. So I just plead anybody in that field. We would like for really hear from Mona so that Munafi can give we some more in-depth information about this very specialized area. But Matt may be right. On a general note, our relationships, our foundations is actually the foundation. The be is so important because which way you be today is a combination of first your personality that you were born with, and then the foundations and the values that were imparted upon you through your family, your parenting, sorry, not your parenting, your environment, and then on top of that, your experiences, then we use to make them for life. So, but the foundation are the strongest base. So, that advice goes to all of us out there, all mothers or aspiring parents. Um, it is important why we give, and yeah, there's Mape, you say something very important. I would not really blame the parenting style of all, because of knowing that the role of a parent is to feed your child when at the most basic care, and dealing in a position of lack or poverty mainly, where let's say our most of us come from, not as individuals but as a community though. The main thing, the pride of a man is to feed the family, house them, clothe them, send them to school. So, ticking those boxes, you're a great parent. That's true. But then we'll not be get that information, we'll not be get that knowledge, say, oh, there's the other side, when a non-physical part, where you know to see that emotion, And some people then need action, but some they not be get them. But again, when you even look at the lifestyle out here in the diaspora, I think it even be worse because children are shown love through material things. Where somehow, unfortunately, we too, the migrant population will not move from that area of of less or lack or poverty. I hate to say that, material poverty. Now coming to this. How they talk about English now, part of Wohlstand, listen, rich,
affluent society.
exactly, affluent societies.
Right.
Yeah, your sense of fulfillment is, oh, I've made it. I left that area where I couldn't do this. Now I can have a car, I can do this. So you tend to spoil your child with those things in a bit of, with the sense of giving them what you may not get. It is good, but again, the message is that I show you love through money, but that's not enough. While you need those things, I actually need your time. You need more of my time. You need more of the affection that doesn't come with money. So I think that's the point Mape is saying, and that is the stronger connection. Of course, we're not saying don't buy gifts for your children. You should, but that alone is not enough. So thank you so much, Mape. That's a very important topic. We'll just plead anybody way you get interest in this topic, you can talk to us. Please no hesitate for contact with. So we'll be rounding up slowly. What ask Dr. Tom this question, because when they talk about diabetes, where it means that they don't already diagnose them. So the question where some people they ask me, I say, what happen between when I just did normal and then suddenly I get diabetes? Is there something I could have done in between before it developed to that full-blown diabetes? How I feel no say just so I go get, or I say are they at risk of getting diabetes? And some sign and they way person fit tell, or how do you how do you diagnose this pre-diabetes as it is called? Actually, wait to be pre-diabetes, Dr. Tom.
Well, yeah. Hello? You get me?
Yes, I hear you. Sorry, I just checked. And if any questions
Yes.
there, beg on a call. There's a number on the screen. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, the thing I said diabetes, yes, the condition where sugar dey flop inside your bloodstream where you know if you break them down, you know if you use them for get energy. Well, pre-diabetes, it means say your blood sugar, it don't the high. They say blood sugar it be between normally be between 70 and 110 milligrams per deciliter. When I just the amount that we inside your blood that they measure them. So normally it get to be so. But people them they way not only when you don't really like go high some kind way where you really get these symptoms and way who they talk so say you go piss plenty, wound they know the heal, you the overbit thirsty, the one drink water all the time. Yes, at times you the pass out, all those kind of things. But before that one, your blood pressure fit be high small. Might say between that 70 to 110. So if it be 120, 200 all the time, then they come down again. Then you say you no go notice that because now just small symptoms that they come. That one pre as I've described and people them know say that one has some sort of this that that stage before say you really come get the diabetes. That's you get them. They say latent diabetes. That is a pre-diabetes. So that one. The same to for
So,
high
Dr. Tom,
blood
I be
pressure.
sorry for interrupting you. Sorry, because you be doctor, you know all that numbers already give and say milligram per deciliter, and we know say different kind of system in there that they use different measuring stuff. So we know I even focus on those numbers. Um, so wait till they explain, wait till they try for tell people and say you know if you know if unless you check your blood sugar where it go back now to the whole idea of screening. So as Dr. Tom explained, you get a range where your blood sugar, when you get for that range, you be diagnosed as diabetes. But before then, you also get a range where you know be quite normal, it be slightly above normal, but you never really reach that level for be called diabetes. So that window that, and for that window especially now for the place that for intervene, or even before you even get to that with the lifestyle changes, you know, doing all those things to actually stop you or prevent you from actually becoming a full-blown diabetic. So yeah, sorry, I know it's not the tendency that doctors go tend for talk with doctor language. They try to say the people they nothing measure their blood sugar, so they must go for doctor. So the focus for that question may be now for emphasize, say, even despite always what you go through, it be important, say, even the days that we will get some small piece or you get the opportunity, um, see a doctor, may just do some general checks, you know, check your blood pressure, do blood test, you know, check your kidney function, liver, your thyroid, and then, you know, check your blood sugar. That way they can pick up those things because they know a lot of times they know there's no symptom for the person where they before the diabetes. Maybe like just some general things where they be common with everything where if you just say, oh, I come out work and I'm tired. So no sign, no day. So the only way, the best way for pick those things is actually getting a health check at least once a year, you know. So my dear people, I think we'll slowly come to a close. It's been a wonderful day having you great panelists on board. So when I would like when I make when closing statements, when I give any advice, if maybe we forget something, and then say goodbye to Amazonia. But there's a number on the screen. If anybody get question, I beg when I call. I usually get people that they send me a text messages with questions, and sometimes I see them late. I really be sorry. I would prefer someone to call on the program so that you know must call your name so you stay anonymous. But other people if he also benefit from your question, maybe they get the same or similar problem. So sorry if I respond late to some answers. Yeah. So Mape,
Yeah,
closing statements.
closing statement. Okay, thank you so much for having me here today. just you ended the show by saying that to answer some questions, the only way you will know is going to the doctor and having that physical checkup once a year. So everybody should be committed as part of your health, being healthy guideline to have a physical. You want to do it at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year or at the end of the year, just do it once a year. Choose one time of the year where you could do that physical. And sometimes even for physical, like here for the diaspora, I don't know if they do the same thing back home, but because of the importance of mental health, they ask you some basic question like on a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you, how many nights a week that you don't sleep. Those are things that they use for gauge your mental health, for tell you how important mental health is. So I just want to say that this show, Dr. Yaya's show, is health is wealth, and I'm my own also motto that I live by: my health is my wealth, because you can have as much money as possible, have how many cars as possible. If you not be healthy, think about it. When a person getting small cough and cold, how miserable you are. Then what if you get real life diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart problem? You're not yourself. But if you're healthy, you're wealthy. Anything is possible. So I just want to encourage everybody, Simone, I just be committed to make simple changes, small baby steps. The goal is not to lose weight. The goal is to maintain healthy weight, So I don't want to say, oh, I want to lose this 20 pounds today for fit for clothes. No, I want to lose 20 pounds for the whole year for make sure that I be maintain a certain healthy weight, Whether it take me that 1 year to get to it, let it be a healthy way for monitor it, to gradually get to it. So do a lot of reading. There are a lot of information out there on the internet to help guide people. If you don't get, most of us will not get access to health trainers and all the like, but we get the internet for give us basic ideas. So those of us in Amazonia, eat healthy, do mostly green food, eat the rainbow, red, yellow. We get bell pepper, we get strawberries, we get blueberries, avocado, eat grains, nuts. I didn't mention nuts before. Nuts, we get with granite for back home. Those, but more importantly, watch your portions. That's very important. Watch your portions, because sometimes when you get too much calories, it be difficult for burn down those calories with time. And then sleep be very important. As I wind down, there's something called sleep debt, DEBT, where if you lose sleep for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you can never catch it up. And if it compounds over time, you can essentially lose some years out of your life because you know to sleep well. Believe me, you feel die earlier than you're supposed to die if you make this a habit of not sleeping. So sleep debt, it'll catch up with you for reduce your lifespan. And then again, drink plenty of water. As I wind down, 2 to 3 liters of water a day. Make it a lifestyle way, no be a punishment. That's something where so you just get for job, like you brush your teeth every month. And then of course have good relationship with friends and families. Social circle be very important. Thank you so much, and may everybody in motto be your health is your wealth. For
Yes.
Closing statements. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all, fellow Ambazonians, for coming onto this program. So, as we said, the take-home message is prevention is better than cure. Wonderfully put. All those lifestyle changes that have to be effected in order that you don't even have to go to doctor to have your diabetes being treated, but to avoid it in the first place. And even after you have it and you're on medication, those lifestyle changes, you still do them, you can come off medication. So be wary of the warning signs of pre-diabetes, having much thirst, frequently urinating, losing weight without, without any reason, although you are eating well and then doing everything well that as you can, but still really losing weight without any reason, and being weak, not having much energy, although you eat well, and always feeling dizzy, having some blurred vision. Those are signs of pre-diabetes. Yeah, so those are signs, warning signs to alert you that you go to hospital. And if any of your relatives are having such warning signs also, then yes, you can ask. There is in addition, there is wounds that do not heal, that take months, weeks, and months to heal, if at all. So you suspect diabetes, it is better that person goes to hospital, they check and say, okay, you don't have diabetes, then they can look for other reasons. So prevention is better than cure, especially in our Ambazonian setting, where it is becoming more and more difficult to get good treatment in the La Republique, mostly La Republique-run hospitals that have really run down because of corruption, because of yes, they use much of that money to buy weapons to come kill Ambazonians. So there is not enough money for the health facilities, and that is what we are going to radically change in a free Ambazonia. So pay for your independence, pay your CID, pay your ABC dues. Don't only pledge, but pay your draft and contribute in your LGA and your counties. That is where we are in day-to-day contact with our brave fighters, with our population on the home front. So please do your civic duty and stay healthy. Thank you.
Always a pleasure having you around. What an enriching program. I'm just so pleased with the amount of information shared today. Thank you all. It's been a wonderful time with you, and I want to thank Homefront for hopefully participating and learning all these tips. Again, and as small steps, as Mape talk and as Dr. Tom Dula talk, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. I just get some question from a sister from back home. He say it is sleep all day and all the time is sleep. Anytime I sit down, it's sleep. Okay, we need to get a few other things. We need to know a few more things. Whether you sleep now just during the day, how your nighttime sleep day, you get quality sleep during the night, or you know the sleep fine for night. Because if you don't sleep fine for night, the tendency is say you go sleep during the day and you go fall asleep the kind way where you're not even control them. When there's some dangerous kind of thing where people there they drive, they fit get accidents. So a little bit more be needed about the history. How many hours you sleep? What if the quality for your sleep? You sleep deep or any small noise will wake you up. When you wake up for morning time, you feel ready or you feel like you get a headache and all those things. So we need to know all of that. And therefore run a few tests. We don't just only know say from you sleeping during the day, have a diagnosis. They need to check for make sure say for rule out diabetes. 2 for make sure so you don't get things like anemia. Okay, I'll be asked the question, so whether you sleep all night, you say you sleep all night. Okay, they need for check, not just feeling sleepy or not being tired. Okay, and I sleep deep. Okay, that is good. So they need to run a battery of tests. So check your blood to make sure so you get enough red blood cells. Enough sometimes people they feel, confuse tiredness for sleep. Sorry, I'm not you the confuse them, but we need to get a history, a proper history of your sleep and your general health, and then also check do you take some medications then, because some kind of medication and they make you be sleepy, some even cough tablets and they way, or cough liquids then they way they actually make you drowsy. So we need to go through that. They need to do a proper physical examination, check you from your head, your mouth, your neck, your throat, your chest, your heart, your belly, and everything. And they need to run those tests. But check, make sure so your thyroid function be your thyroid gland will work fine. Yeah, because sometimes when you get an underfunction of your thyroid, you tend to be tired more. Even when I'm not tired, I sleep. Okay. The question I say, you how na start? Na ya habit that since childhood or na new something where you start with this sleep? How
And
how
Dr.
long ago
Yaya,
you don't?
just one more, just a brief comment. Sometimes too, it could be a mental issue. Some people are depressed for whatever is going on in their
Oh
life,
yes,
and that's what they decide to do. So you have to think about that
correct.
also.
Correct. Very, very correct. Yeah. So again, you did hear how we mappe don't talk am. Now I say a detailed history be necessary for not only about sleep but about your entire health and including mental health because most often depression they show it itself through sleep disorders either with lack of sleep or excessive sleepiness. But again, like I talk, we no fit make no diagnosis just from that. You get forget everything, that history, and then the physical examination, and then coupled with a few, blood tests, and that will be help with. So that's the other
Yes,
thing. Yeah.
Maya, something for
Yeah.
art. There's some small thing
Mm-hmm.
for art, some rare condition they way it happen for sub-Saharan Africa. Get a sleeping
Okay.
sickness.
Oh
If
yes.
before
Okay.
you know we get
Yeah.
them, then at some time it start. Maybe you'll be bitten by a tsetse fly where
Oh
it carry
yes.
this trypanosoma where it cause sleeping sickness. And then when
Yeah.
they see that reason, when you go for hospital, they take blood, then they suspect them, then they isolate that
Oh,
trypanosoma for it, then they know which kind of treatment for give you and how you feel
there
avoid
you
them.
go.
So if it
You
happen,
see.
it be rare, but it happen.
I hope so you hear this smart panelists them. Ambazonia has got brains. I don't even think about that one. You surely don't hear of sleeping sickness. Yeah, when
Sleeping
I some
sickness.
fly where they bite you, na cause them. So we pray to not be ye. But again, you really need to go see doctor, explain, he will ask you all these questions, then explore all other parts, the physical examination, then do some screening for your mental health and that question the way my pay talk they call it the GDS. It's GDS. Depression screening or something. They will ask you those questions them and then the doctor will come out with possible causes for your problem and then go from there. So wish you all the best. Okay. Your husband too is suffering from it. From the same sleepiness. So una check now whether una be goes on site for holidays where this fly bite una or something like that. But we can talk more in the background. But it be important say me small to see a doctor, may do a proper history and examination and test. Yeah, so that they go fit start narrow way to be the possible causes. But if it happen now to you and your husband, then the question is, now something you wanna be exposed to, wanna need to check on the environment. When I get something where they leak out of the house, maybe a leaking gas or a system, when I need to check out, how wanna picking them, then too they suffer from that. Because if something where they affect both of una, then we need to check the environment, you know. If you know the answer now, we can talk more on the background. But it be interesting. Since when when I get this problem? Thank you, technical team. Anytime you have to come up with the news, please just hint us and we'll go off screen. I know we are way over our time, but let me just get the answer from, I'm sure the person cannot really speak because of for security reasons, which we understand. Yeah. Please, if you can type a bit faster, just tell me how long you have had these symptoms for. Okay. I can't see you typing, but if we talk again for background, we wish you all the best, but make sure so when I try for see a doctor and when I check on the environment, whether something they way if it cause some emission. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. We wish you all the best. Please make sure you see a doctor. And thank you so much, our technical team, for hosting us tonight. We appreciate you and Ambazonia and all our well wishers. Stay strong, Remain courageous. We are on course. Freedom is near. Yes, when you have all the shake-ups and all of that, that's a sign that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So stay strong, draft, and free motherland. Thank you. God bless you, and thank you, my great panelists. Good.